Hello everyone, welcome to my new video, welcome to my channel. This is a new video that I'm going to record, and in this case we're going to talk about the new energies and the new messages that the full moon in Taurus bring to us. There are new energies, there are times of transformation here down the earth. There are new energies that are coming from different dimensions and from different energies that are going to shift our reality. And nowadays we are living very crazy days with all these pandemic, the elections in the USA, and we have finished a lot of retrogrades from of different planets such as Mercury, and also I think that we have Mars in retrograde. I'm not pretty sure, but I think that we're living right now very difficult times, very difficult times and crisis. And I don't know. I think that this new moon, and this also called blue moon in Taurus, will bring to us new energies that we have to pick up in order to take advantage of these new energies and try to change our reality independently the way that we're feeling this pandemic. And no matter where you're living right now, and despite the circumstances that you have in your current life right now. So we're going to start. As always, we have three different piles. This is the first, this is the first pile, this is the second pile, and this is the third one. So I am going to play this thing in order you to count your body, your soul, your thoughts, whatever thing that you have on your body, any sign of stress or mental issue or whatever. So I am going to play this in order to take a deep breath in order to choose the right pile. Take the pile with your intuition, with your gut, not with your eyes. I always recommend you to do this exercise in order to feel like the energy that you feel most drawn to. So try to do this when I try to play this. So go ahead. Okay, we're going to start. Okay, pile number one, these are your cards. We have Gaia, we have prosperity, we have dynamic with this card, we have communication, we have healing, and we have the last card but not least, we have transition. Just transition. So what does it mean? What are like the messages that I'm currently having from my angels, spirit guides, universe, etc.? Well, with the first card with Gaia, we can see that after this lockdown that we all have in the period of our times, I don't know where you're currently living right now, but however, we have in Europe that they are going to lock down again, like for 2 months at least. And I think that this lockdown it has a negative impact in a lot of different areas of our life, especially in this part when we try to connect with the universe, with the earth, with nature, with all this kind of stuff. And I think that one of the things that your spirit guides and your team want to tell you about this is that you have to go outside, not go outside like go to the bar, go to the cinema, go to a party. No, like going to nature, going to a space where you can feel yourself. Try to meditate, try to connect with yourself, try to connect with plants, with your pets, with your animals. With I think that you have been feeling very disconnected to universe. So I think that you have to start working on your crown chakra maybe, and so on. So I think Gaia, let's see what are the messages that this letter has for us. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected each other, as well with our great mother and with universe that he gave us the life. So I think that also with this card reminds us that we also have to connect intimately with the person that we live, and also with our parents, with our friends, with our family. I think that it has been very difficult times for all of us, and I think that the only thing that we can do in order to face our new reality, to tackle all the new issues that are coming to us, I think that it's the way that and we also have this card communication. I think that it's very important for us to communicate our problems, to communicate the way that we're feeling, because in this way we're activating our throat chakra, and we are telling the truth, telling the way that we are feeling. And nowadays there are very difficult times, and I think that the only way to face all the troubles, to face the new reality, the new normality, is that we have um, to to know each other, to connect with people, with our intimate friends, with our boyfriend, with a girlfriend, with your parents, with your brothers, your sisters, etc. And I think that it's very important to highlight this thing, because communication, as it says here, let's see, frequency of communication favorite our ability to change information in a different many ways. It reminds us that all the information that goes inside and goes outside, uh, pass through our heart, the core of our truth. So I think that also communication, this card tackles about the way how we communicate ourselves with ourselves, and also how do we communicate, and how can we exchange information with others, with our environment, and also with ourselves. Because I think that this kind of information will help us and will lead us to another type of information. And I think that with all the astrological events that has happened a lot of in these last months. And for example, we have that Mercury retrograde finish last week, finish on 3rd November. And I think also Mercury, it's related, it's the planet of communication. It's the planet you might be dealing with a lot of issues with communications, and you had some fights with your family, with your friends even. Also, I think that you will not be able to communicate very easily in a way that people can understand you easily. So I think that you have been dealing with these issues, but we have this retrograde that has ended. So I think that with this new blue moon in Taurus, you will be able to communicate in a very easily way, in order to also to understand, because I think that we have these the things that we when we communicate, we have our how can I say that, our tongue, we have our voice. What we also have ears that will help us to listen, not to hear, to listen very careful each word, and to see how it is very managed with all these things. I think that you have been dealing with some economical issues, but don't worry. After this blue moon in Taurus, it will bring you prosperity in different ways. In not even sorry, in a economical way, but we can see prosperity in different areas of your life as well. And I think that it's very good thing. I think that I have been reading this oracle last week, but in Spanish language, and all of the cards that I can read, there is time of prosperity, there is a time of light, between all this darkness that we have been living through. So I think that it's a time that we can recharge our piles, recharge our energies, to face all different things that are coming in our way in the next few months. I'm not going to lie to you, and there are going to be times very hard for humanity, for people in different countries. And I think that we have to be prepared in a way that it will not affect us at all. It's very, I'm very worried about that. But I'm letting you to know this. in order not you to become crazy and all of these things. And I think that one of your spirit guides wants to tell you about this, that you have to start moving. To start moving, we have the frequency of dynamic vibrator ability to harmonize our layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. This will help us to to make a reality that is made of different elements, such as happiness, grace, and facility. So I think that, I don't know, for example, when we're talking about this lockdown and you cannot go outside, you cannot go to the gym, you cannot go to the cinema, you cannot hang out with your friends, I think that one of the best things that you can do in your own house, or even with your family, your friends, or whoever you're living with, I think that you have to start moving the frequency, start moving the energies of your body, your mind, your soul, in order to let this life go to your soul and penetrates your body, your soul, your mind, and try to disaggregate all the negative thoughts, all the bad energies, all the I don't know, all the confusion, all the misunderstandings that you may have, etc. And with this card of healing, I can see that, for example, with this blue moon Taurus, and maybe all this month of November and probably the half of the month of December, there will be a time for healing. There, as I told you, there will be a time of light between all this darkness that we're currently living right now. So I think that with this card, you will be able to recharge your bowels, to think about the way that you have been feeling, the different issues that you have been feeling through all this lockdown, with all this coronavirus stuff. So don't worry. Sometimes you have this time to heal some wounds that are very deep, and don't push yourself. So sometimes it is very important to listen to our body. Sometimes our body has different signals that we have to listen to in order to make this healing happen. Like, I don't know, if your body wants tells you like you have to take a break, you have to take a nap at at midday or something like that, you have to listen to your body, because the body is asking you to do this, because healing is occurring within your body, within yourself. So you are shifting your reality, you're shifting your energies. And let me tell you something. When you're shifting energies, are is the most how can I say that, um is the most exhausting thing on the earth, shifting the energy on your body. So I'm not gonna lie to you, it's going to be hard sometimes. There are going to be some tears. So don't worry, healing is happening for some reason. There will be days that you will be feeling like sad, lonely, etc. But it's a part of the healing process. So I think that at the end of the day, you're having a transition. You're having like this stage of your life that you have a past and you have a future, and you have in this how can I say that, like, you are in this stage of your life when you're transiting from something into something new. And I think that this transition, this healing time, etc., will bring you a lot of prosperity in your different areas of your life. Well, I hope you like this reading. Please comment down below how was your reading, how was it, and please subscribe. If you really like this video, give me a very thumbs up. See you in the next video, see you in next 2 weeks, and I hope you these messages fit you in a very way that you can realize about all the different things that are happening in your life right now. So thank you so much, see you guys. Okay, pile number 2, these are your cards. We're going to have, what do we have here? We have, for the first card, we have compassion. For the second card, we have earth. For the third one, we have fertility. For the fourth one, we have plexo chakra. We have consciousness. In our last card, we have magic. So what do we have here? I can see a little bit of heart chakra, a little bit with some issues, but don't worry, they are fine. But I can see it also. And also it reminds me, I don't know why, but with these cards, it reminds me like one card of the tarot that we call the magician. This tarot card tell us about that we have the power in our hands to change the reality, that we have all the skills, all the abilities, all the material in order to change, that the magic also, well, we have magic, that the magic happens in our lives. These cards tell us that we are able to change the reality, to shift the energy, to change our currently situation. So I think that it's very, very, very important to let light into enlight this, because sometimes we have to remind ourselves that we are like the captain of our own ship, and sometimes we don't how to drive this ship. But life is like the waves of the ocean, like the waves of the sea, that even if we know how to drive this, but the waves are very strong, and sometimes we cannot even drive the ship in a very in the best way. We're going to go with the flow, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I see that main message for all of you. But well, what do we have here also with all these energies that the blue moon is bringing to us right now during this month, and maybe the half of the month of the next month? So what do we have here? We have compassion, we have earth, we have fertility. Let's see. I think that you're currently having troubles with your sun plexo chakra, and I think that this chakra, it's like at the height of our stomach, and this chakra talks us about the way that we conceive our reality, the way that we feel with ourselves. For example, it has the power, personal power, the recognition of who we are, and what is the contribution that we're having and we are giving to to I don't know, to the neighborhood, to our school, to our job, to a company that we're working for, some of things. So I think that you have been dealing with some issues. I really like this. For example, when I talk, when sometimes someone has its chakra, his chakra block. I really like this chakra because when you try to to alienate this chakra with all the others, I think that one of the things that this chakra has in particularity is that, for example, we have like the power in our hands to shift the reality, as I told you about the magician card tarot, and also with the magic card that we have here in the oracle. I think that you have been lost for a while. I think that you sometimes have these thoughts about that I don't deserve anything, I don't like myself, I don't love myself, the things that I'm doing right now are not worthy. So this kind of stuff that are like, I don't know, I really hate it. But sometimes that all of us have been struggle with all these negative thoughts that happen through our mind, and it's like auto sabotage, because I think that nobody else tell us about that things, but it's like in your mind, like these little tiny boys that talk us like every day, 24/7. and this inner voice that tells us that we are a failure, we're not worthy, we don't deserve anything. Like, I don't know, it's like a jail, like a jail in our mind, like a very jail, like a personal jail that we have, but we also have the power to break the jail, to get out of this space, to get out of this zone, and take consciousness. Also, we have consciousness. Oh my God, I really sometimes when I receiving the messages, I don't know, there are some things weird. With this consciousness, we have that you have to be really aware of all the things that you have done through your life, and also that you're worthy a lot of things. You deserve love for the only for the fact that you're a human being. You have the right to a lot of things, but if you deny these things in your mind, you will not be able to receive all the stuff, all the energy, all the material evidence because of your mind. Because your mind is like one of us, is your best friend, or is your enemy. So you have to start training yourself, training your mind in order not to think of your negative thoughts. So it's not going to be it's not going to be happy. No, sorry. It's not going to be easy, but it's not impossible. I think that also I can see some troubles with self-esteem, and I think that there are, and also yes, self-esteem, because as I told you at the end of the video, well, at the end of this reading, I can assure you that we have some issues with the heart chakra, and heart chakra not talks about also about sorry, I don't know what happened here. The heart chakra not only talks about uh, love that we have for others, but also it talks about love for ourselves and this part of self-esteem, love yourself, and there are some issues that you have to deal with right now, and that will help you to develop and to alienate this plexus chakra. So be aware of that, so you don't worry. And I think that, for example, with the fertility, with magic, I don't know, when a fertility card appears also in a reading, I really like this card because I can see it like a field, like a field where it doesn't grow nothing, but you have a very where you have a soil very fertile, and it has like all the nutrients to let a plant's growth in a very easily way, in a very beautiful way. And with this garden, with this fertility, and with all the things that I have said to you about the mind, train your mind, this is going to help you to to cut out all the negative thoughts, all the negative things that you have been dealing with your whole life. And I think that with this courage, you will be able to grow any kind of other thoughts as well. With let's say that, for example, when you try to manifest something in your life, it's like a thought, and also it's like a plant. For example, when you try to to have some plant, where is the main step? Well, your seeds have to germinate, and we begin from something very little to something, to create something very big. So this is the way that we can manifest a lot of things in our life. If we don't pour some water into the plant, what's going to happen? The plant is going to die. So as well with our own thoughts, we have to do the same. We have to nurture our thoughts and to make some actions in order to make our thoughts to make bigger in order to manifest into the physical realm. I think that it's very sounds like very crazy thing, but it's real. And I think that you will be able to develop this incentive and this ability of magic in order to create the manifestation in your own world. And the last message that I'm hearing from the spirit guys is that you have to be to I'm sorry. You have to be compassionate with yourself and with others, because I don't know, I think that you have been dealing and struggling and have some fights, some misunderstoods with your friends, with your family. See, don't worry. I think that there are difficult times right now, and we're dealing with all this coronavirus stuff and lockdown and all of that and all of these things in a very different way. But one message that I want you to tell you is that you have to be compassionate with others, because sometimes we don't know the way that the other people are feeling right now, and with all these things, believe it or not, sometimes I told to myself, like, try to do different things, otherwise you will be crazy at the end of the pandemic stuff. Believe it or not, I think that for some people, I think that it's very hard. Even lockdown is even harder than to get ill by this virus. So I don't know. I think that any one of us is dealing with his own stuff and perspective and the way that our reality is changing. I don't know. 2020, it's a year of transformation, and if we don't able to handle all this transformation, we are going to be air crazy. Believe it or not. So don't worry, this we're going to be fine. Thank you. Well, these are your cards for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next two video in the next 2 weeks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like it. Comment down below where your comments. Please subscribe, and if you really like this video, please give me a really big thumbs up. Well, see you next video, guys. Okay, pile number 3. These are your cards. We have the first card. We have synergy. The second card we have authority. The third one we have masculine divine. With the fourth one we have discernment. With the fifth one we have feminine divine. And the last one we have coherence. What do we have here? I've heard a lot of different messages, and I think that it has related with all these currently things that we're having right now, with election in the USA, with all these astrological events that happen to us and have changed the energy, have shifted all of these things lately. And I really like these messages that I'm going to tell to you, because sometimes there are messages that we need to hear it in order to let the change happen. Otherwise, we're going to be very stuck in the past. If we're not able to face the present, we're not will be able to face the future even, because I'm going to tell you something that it's very vital and very crucial. We right now we are thinking about our present, because we cannot even dealing with all the present things that are happening right now. But let me tell you something, we also have to be very worried for our future, because the future will be very different to the reality that we're having right now. I think that we're living also the future. We can see a world very different. We can see, like, before the pandemic and after the pandemic. So we can see like a very very high difference between all of these things, and before all this coronavirus happens, and then there's this world, sometimes. What can I see you for you guys with all these cards? I think that you have been dealing with a lot of depression. You have been dealing with a lot of times, even if sometimes we don't know if we have depression, or, like, let me tell you something. Depression is sometimes when we watch some movies and we can see the main character with depression, and we can see like in a very funny way. If I can see, if I can say that, because we have like the clouds and it's raining and it's cloudy, and also the colors of the movie are like in a very in a colors that not not so very vivid or lucid. So it's kind of funny because let me tell you something. Depression is something like that. You see the world in the worst way. You you don't want anything, anyone, like sometimes. And if you not have been dealing with this, you may have been dealing with I don't know, sometimes that you may know the future, and anyone anyone knows the future, even if you believe with all these skills about reading the future and all of this stuff. No, they are not like true at 100%, because as I told you, energies are shifting in a very constantly way, so we cannot even predict the future. But I really like a quote that I read on Twitter like 1 month ago. Like, for example, a tarot reader will not tell you there. For example, if you're like in a tree of apples, the tarot reader will not tell you what will be the first apple to drop off, but it will tell you what are the apples that are rooting in order you to not to eat them. So there is like it's like a change of perspective, but it will help you in any ways, because I really, believe or not, I'm doing this for you people to help you to realize about different things that you having right now, and also for me to realize that all the things that we're having right now in this time of crisis, we many people are losing their jobs, many people are losing their their money. I don't know, a lot of things are happening right now around us, and we have to face that, otherwise we will be crazy as soon as possible. Well, uh, I, I I told you a lot of things. So if you have not been dealing with depression, you have been dealing with times where you're not able to see, you feel stuck, you don't know how to do, you don't know how to face the new reality, you don't know how um, to I cannot find the right word for this, but where you cannot like find your own place in this new world. And it's very sad because that's not life. That's not life. That's not how life is supposed to be. Because if you really live in a very state of worries, in a very state of anxious, in all of these things, that's not life. I think that you may have some ask for help, because it's not easy. It's not easy for some people who are not trying to perceive the new reality, the new world, and and it will be sound hard. But if you will not be able to transform your energy, your intentions, the way that you have been dealing with all your things, even with your jobs, because so many people have lost their jobs and they have to innovate and to change the way that they have been dealing the last 20 years, 30 years, 10 years with their own job, and then COVID comes to the world and break down all things into little pieces, and some jobs are not very 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 good in these times. I think that you have to change the reality. You cannot be stuck for a lot of things. It has happened like 7 8 months since all these, no, I think that more months, since the pandemic began in China, and it spread out to Europe, later America and etc. So I think that if you're not be able to manage the new reality, the new future that is coming to us, you will not survive. Because I've seen that with all these coronavirus stuff, I can see that there is a major purpose with all this coronavirus. So if you're not like be able to transform, to adapt into this new world, even one of the main biologists of the world, with all this theory that so many people think that the most strongest people are going to live in this world. No, they are fools. No, they are not very well informated, because only the good ones are going to survive in this world, are the good ones that are able to adapt to the new change. So in this is for any circumstances that you're living. For example, if you're applying for a job and you don't fit with the values of the company, for example, the way that the community feels about you or you feel about them, if you don't fit or you don't make you to fit in this new circle, you will not be you will you will be you will have to leave that company. So that's everything in all different areas of your life. And also, I think that I can see a disbalance in your energies, like with your feminine energy and with your masculine divine energy. I don't know why, but it reminds me with all this energy of um, the yin, the yang, um, black and white, all of these things. I think that you have to start meditating in order to balance these energies that you have right now. And also, for example, as I was telling to you, we have synergy. What do we have here? Frequency of synergy favorites our perception that something that is not very obvious. The new combinations, new ways of work, thinking, relationships, loving, and to be. It reminds us that something that is unfamiliar for us, we have to create new feelings in order to generate another reality. As I told you, we have to embrace the new reality. We have to face it. We have to change the way that we're working, thinking, relating, because with all these things we have, I think that there are very crazy times where we have to turn on our camera in order to talk with our friends, to have a party with with um with video chattings and all of this stuff. Very weird times. So I think that if you're not be able to change your perspective and to change all of these things, you will not be able to handle all of these things. So and also with authority, it reminds us that it's powerful, consciousness, receptive, wiser, and lovely. And I think that with this card, I think that I can see that you are like, not like the CEO of your own company, but you have a very important role. Like in different areas of your life, maybe you are like father or mother, or as I told you, like the CEO of the company or something like that. But if you're not be able to handle, because as I told you something, authority is also a kind of energy. I see different energies shifting in your body, like in a very speed. Let me tell you something. It's not very easy. It's not very easy. There are going to be some physical changes. You're going to notice that, but you have to balance those two energies. Also, the authority energy, and I think that you are ready to listen all of these things, but because you are like the leader of some people, and these people need you. These people need you, need to see your leadership, need to see the way that you perceive the things. Also, you have to tell some things, because I've seen with all this pandemic stuff and all on other things that I have lived, that sometimes our greatest leaders of when we expect something from them, but if they are not like in the very best position in order to handle all of these things, people are going to be very lost. Imagine if you're lost like 30% of the 100% of your total, these people that you lead, they are going to lose like 100% of the 100%. These people need you. You need to take this authority. You have to take this leadership. You have to be very coherent with all of these things that you have been passing through, you have been thinking of. So you have to be um, very coherent with all these things that you have been trying for. So I think that this will be everything for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video in the next 2 weeks. The next video, I think that it will be very interesting. Well, if you like the video, give me a really big thumbs up. Thank you so much. Subscribe, please, and please comment down in the comment box how was your reading. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you.